Oh. Excuse me while I play my feet.
Very nice. Very good, Chris. I was about to say, bro, I swear to God, you played the intro, and I was about to say, you need to hit that intro one more time, bro. There you are playing with your feet. Glorious, bro. Glorious.
Thank you.
Tremendous, Chris. Tremendous, man.
Well, this is the Legion of Raw, and we're at it already, man. I'm Dr. Chris Featherstone. This is Vince Russo. To my right, your left, I believe. I still think if I'm looking at it, it's still right. So I think it's right regardless. So, yeah. Vince Russo, how you doing today, my man?
I am doing all right, Dr. Chris. Let's start with a philosophical question.
Okay.
I love talking to you about psychology, philosophy, the brain, thinking, looking at things under a microscope and picking them apart. Chris, let's be honest, bro. Please, if I'm missing something, you need to tell me I'm missing something. You put this show in front of a live audience next week, okay? And more people are going to tune in because why? Like, seriously, I need somebody to explain to me with this show and this level of writing why a live crowd is magically going to increase the ratings of this show. I need somebody to explain that to me because that's all I'm hearing. And bro, the point is, if the show is bad, people are not going to watch it. A live crowd, bro, is not going to make this show better.
No, it's not. And I think, the live crowd isn't what draws the ratings. It's not, the ratings isn't because of the live crowd. The ratings is because of the home audience. And so I don't think this is going to have anything to do with making the home audience want to watch the show. I think you may get an initial pop because, just the initial, I wonder how the crowd will react. But the crazy thing is WWE's they've only reached 2 million viewers. So they've only averaged 2 million viewers on 2 shows this whole year. And it was the New Year's Day show. I mean, it wasn't New Year's Day. It was right after New Year's. With the Legend show and the Raw after WrestleMania. Those are the only 2 that they averaged 2 million.
I mean, Chris, this is what I'm comparing it to. This is exactly what I'm comparing it to. Okay, bro, I'm a Giants fan. You know that. Okay. Last year, there were no fans.
Yep.
So it would have been the equivalent of me saying, okay, bro, I'm a Giants fan, but there's no fans in the stands last year. So you know what, Chris? In 2020, I'm not going to watch any Giant games. There's no fans, bro. So I'm not going to watch, but I'm going to watch in 2021 when the fans come back. I mean, I don't understand the thought.
The logic. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It Raw looked like it was taped. I mean, it just seemed
wasn't this taped tonight? I think it was.
Yeah, it was pre-taped. Yeah, it looked like it. Yeah, it looked like it was taped. And so, like, it was one of those things that, it's like as they're transitioning out of the Thunderdome, they're taping the stuff. And so, I think Houston is where they'll be at on Friday live. And so, the thing is, there's no cliffhanger that wants me to watch Raw next week. People are not. I don't care. If anything, I'm going to say, okay, let's see how the people are. And I tell you what, like I said, I think it might get a first hour pop, but that third hour, I got a bad feeling about that third hour number for next week, man.
I mean, Chris, are we coming on next week's show? Let's be reasonable. Are we coming on next week's show and are we saying, Chris, Bro, did you see that fan in the third row?
Right.
Did you see that guy in the third row with his kids? Like, come on, man.
Right.
Come on, please, man. Please.
Agreed, man. Agreed. So how was your weekend, man? How was life?
Good. Everything's good, bro. I'm really, I'm doing a lot of my work on this Realm Network, bro.
Nice.
Really getting away from wrestling and really hot topics and stuff I want to talk about, bro. So that's really been consuming a lot of my time, man.
Very nice, man. Yeah, I went to Virginia Beach with my wife.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a nice beach life for the weekend. Just her and I. We had a great time. Came in today. Well, I came in yesterday, and today was just a full day at work. I'm exhausted. I had 7 clients today. Go to the gym, work out like a madman, come home, do all the family time, and then
Probably had a nice dinner too, I would think. Nice dinner.
you know what? I had my wife offered to cook. I actually had some pizza from yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I'm really big into relieving my wife. That's like my love language and acts of service, and so I was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just I have some pizza from yesterday. Don't worry about cooking. She said, okay, you sure? Don't worry about it. She said, okay, I cook tomorrow. So the pizza was good, and spent time with the family, and then Vince. I watched Raw.
Very nice. I love the graphic. Very nice. Chris, you hit a great point there, man. I want to point out what you said. Next week is the first time in front of a live crowd in over a year. Is it over a year?
Almost a year and a half.
And no cliffhanger.
No cliffhanger, man.
Oh, think about that, bro. Think about that. What a great point. I didn't even think about that, Chris, because there's never a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing next week is live, really, guys?
Yeah.
Really?
I looked at the end of that show and I said, like, this is what you're going to hype for the live crowd over almost a year and a half. It was literally just a segment with Bobby Lashley and MVP about how Bobby Lashley wants to get serious again. I mean, why do I care about coming next week to watch? He just lost a match to Xavier Woods, ladies and gentlemen. And somehow there's nothing that says, oh, I got to watch next week. And it seems like the WWE's really banking on that live crowd to really pop the ratings, man.
Bro, how many times are we going to go through this? The last time was the Thunderdome. Remember that, bro?
Yep.
The Thunderdome would turn it around, bro. Come on, man. You just talk about reaching for straws. How about a good show, guys?
Exactly.
How about a good show? I mean, can we try that one week?
Yep. Yeah, just like I say every week, man, phone it in. It's just like everything under the sun gives WWE a reason to phone it in now. We talked about the Stanley Cup. We talked about baseball. We talked about Blues Clues. Now it's because the Thunderdome is ending. We get to phone it in and do the pre-tape. I mean, even if you did and don't give me an excuse that the pre-tape is what caused them to phone it in. Not every Raw was live during the Attitude Era, and it was still riveting television. I mean, it didn't cause them to phone it in. I mean, they end up doing eventually live every week. But I remember those times where it used to be every other week they would do Raw. They would do live taping. So that's no excuse to me.
Yeah,
not at all. We'll start off with Xavier Woods defeating Bobby Lashley. I saw this and I said, wow, like they are really milking this 50-50 stuff. Like, and here's the thing, and we talked about this before in the writing with Russo. Bobby Lashley is supposed to be the most venomous heelist, person, one of the biggest heels on the show. He's supposed to be dominant, untouchable. Why in the world do I care why would I put him as a bad guy if he's coming in with champagne and woman and losing to Xavier Woods, who's been picking with him, and now he seems like real distraught and he just seems so defeated. Why would I not want to get behind someone like that? How is this making Lashley a stronger heel?
Well, gosh, there's just so many things here. First of all, Chris, here's the problem. First of all, if Lashley and Woods got in a ring as a shoot for 100 times, Bobby Lashley would beat him 100 times.
Correct.
There is no believability whatsoever in Xavier Woods beating Bobby Lashley. That's number one.
Yep.
Number two, bro, Lashley loses, the roll up again, of course, the roll up, he loses. Now, at that point, he should be absolutely embarrassed, and he should be looking for Woods to rip him to shreds.
Yep.
So they don't. So first of all, they beat him, which is totally unbelievable. This guy would never beat him. Second of all, after he's embarrassed, he doesn't look for this guy to. So none of that stuff is believable.
Correct.
Brody, do we have to go to Rocky again? Do we have to go to Rocky again? Bro, remember at the end of the first movie, they beat the living snot out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, remember they go to the hospital, that they can't, that their faces are, just twisted out. Remember that? Yep. And remember, bro, Creed is rolling himself into rock because he was embarrassed, bro. Mm-hmm. He was embarrassed. So this guy, all the pain that he felt, his face is just distorted and a mess. And he's rolling into Rocky's room because he was embarrassed in front of the world. Yep. What's the difference here? What's the difference here? So Bobby Lashley gets rolled up by a guy that never in a million years would beat him, and I'm okay with that for the next 3 hours.
Yeah. I'm so distraught that the last part of the show that's going to be riveting and something's going to happen and make me want to say, oh man, I can't wait till next week. No, it's just them two talking about how much he needs to.
It doesn't make sense, bro. None of this.
Not at all.
None of it, man.
What makes sense is Mike D with the $4.09 super chat, bro. Raw and SmackDown are written by the same writers because SmackDown is light years better than Raw. No, they have different writers for at least different head writers. Let's start off with let's go now with Alexa Bliss's Playground, Eva Marie and Doudrop. This is what.
Hold on, time out.
Hold on, huh? I got a graphic for that.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Hold on, hold on.
Time out, Joey.
Bro, correct me if I'm wrong. Shanky and Cranky.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the big guy?
Shanky.
Bro, I could be wrong because I don't really pay close attention to this. Mm-hmm. I could have sworn in the pre-tape, the big guy had the face paint, and when they came out, the other guy had the face paint, bro.
I think Veer's been having the face paint the whole time.
Are you sure? So I could have sworn Cranky had face paint, bro, in the back. I could have sworn, bro.
I know that Veer has the lines. I know that he's had that for.
I got to go back and look. Back and look.
Yeah,
but they did that little pre-tape before Alexa and Doudrop.
Yes, they did. And so this playground segment again, it just makes me. What the heck are they trying to do with Alexa Bliss? She's a babyface now, I guess, and they just dropped the whole Lily thing. They dropped the Fiend thing. She's supposed to be some dark character. Now she's just some black, makeup.
Bro, you know what?
Bro,
you know what's so like. She dropped Lily. Is it Lily or Jilly? Who is it?
Lily. You got it.
Bro, she's still in the video entrance.
She is. That's true.
Like she's still like really, guys. Like,
Yeah.
bro, please, because I know with AEW. You got that show in the middle that nobody watches, but they assume everybody watches it. Be in the Elite, okay? Bro, if you don't watch Be in the Elite, you have no idea what's going on the show. They assume everybody watches the show, right?
Yeah.
Well, bro, listen, I don't know. Is there another Raw show? Is there another WWE show now that I've now missed? Because, bro, all of a sudden, Doudrop and Eva are getting along and they're on like didn't the last 2 weeks, bro, wasn't there heat and friction the last 2 weeks, but now it seems everything is hunky-dory between the two of them.
Yeah, Doudrop made a couple of like eye rolls, but at the same time it's like still at the end of the day it wasn't as like much friction this week as it was the past couple of weeks. And again, what is this leading to? Doudrop having this big, monstrous, mega main event babyface run and beating Eva Marie? Like, what is all this leading to, Vince? What's the buy-in to this?
No, that's it. That's exactly what you just said. That's where it's going. Babyface Doudrop beating Eva Marie. Okay. First of all, bro, don't you think we should get a little heat on Eva Marie first?
Correct.
I mean, Eva Marie announcing she's the winner of every match. That is not heat, bro. No. There's no heat to that, bro.
No. And even if it was heat in the beginning, now it's getting to the point where it's like how they're booking her. It's like it's just, again, we talked about this same over and over and over and over and over again. This whole I'm the winner thing, like it got old like weeks ago. And like it's not really, it's not drawing heat anymore. And that's the thing. And again, it's like, how in the world are the fans going to react to this? I don't think that they'll care. And that's the thing. It's apathy is worse than hate. You know what I mean? When it comes to these type of reactions, even psychologically, a lot of time, because apathy is just no emotion. At least hate is some emotion.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's just, when you get that apathy there, it's just, I mean, it's like a death knell. And like, I've got a feeling that people just aren't going to care about this Doudrop Eva Marie thing.
Well, Chris, not just that. Let's go down the whole show. I love that you pointed that out, bro. Let's go to the next Jinder promo in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the sword, and Drew's got the real sword. Oh, how's the audience? That's going to be a big pop.
Nope.
Like that's the guy took the sword a week ago.
Yeah.
Drew somehow has the sword back. And what, bro, the place is gonna erupt when bro, like
that was a fake sword. Wow.
Think about that. We can go down this entire show and think about a live audience. Bro, I think there is almost more negative than positive.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's and it's sad because Drew's clearly the baby face, and he should be. And I'm a Drew guy, great guy, but it's like, how in the world is the WWE properly booking him for fans to react to him positively? The dude simply had the real sword and annihilated a motorcycle of Jinder Mahal, who they've been poorly booking for years now. It's like, where's the heat and where's the buy-in in the babyface? And this is one thing I noticed about the segment before we get to that. I was like, okay, so you have the real sword, you put it on the wall, you destroy the motorcycle, and then you walk away, but you didn't take your sword with you. So you just kind of gave them all type of access to come back to the back and say, oh, okay, well, here's the sword right here.
Bro, and let's look at that scene a little bit more. In front of Jinder's eyes, McIntyre's ripping that motorcycle. He doesn't send his guys to the back.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Exactly.
So all three of us are going to stand here and watch the guy bro, like what are you guys thinking?
100%. And it was like a few minutes. They could have just ran in the back and like they could have prevented at least 60% of that destruction. You know what I mean? But they're like, whoa, no, not the mirror. No, it's like, it's like it goes back to that invisible wall again. It's like, oh man, I because of this invisible ring wall, I can't even just go out the ring and then run up to the ramp and then go in the back and we all jump him because he's just destroying the bike. I just doesn't make sense at all. Or we could just go up and say, oh, okay, well, I noticed that he walked away. Huh. Okay, well, let's get the real sword now because since he walked away from it and the whole segment was about him having the real sword. Yeah. But now he doesn't. but it goes to show how much it means to him because he just walks away from the real sword. So again, just very, very illogical. Next, we get Nikki Ash defeating Asuka, Naomi, and Alexa Bliss, and again, just this 50-50. Who are they putting over here, Vince?
Well, I think the fact that Alexa Bliss disappeared. I just want to know now. Okay, next week, how is she disappearing from the crowd? I mean, how are we doing that next week, guys? Like, have we thought about that? Like, what do we do? It like, oh, bro, I don't know.
How does she disappear next week? I think all of the, you know what? Come to think about it, Vince. I think one of the reasons why she ditched Lily is because they can't do all of the Thunderdome pre-tape steps.
Of course not. Absolutely. Absolutely.
They can't do the fireballs anymore. They can't do all the bells and whistles. And so they're like, oh, okay, well, let's just ditch Lily because she just can't appear from everywhere now because, we can't do that like she did with Shayna Baszler. So, I mean, and again, Vince, you said this a lot as far as when you were a writer in the Attitude Era days. You really focused on branding and the characters of people, right? Mm-hmm. And so here's the problem what I see with WWE. It is so quick for the WWE nowadays to invest in someone for 2, 3, 4 months and then just turn the corner. And then when they turn the corner, that person's kind of proverbially left for dead. You know what I mean? It's nothing to make the situation better. Same thing like what they did with The Fiend. You did all of this. You did all of this 6 months of burning and black goo and green goo and all this just for him to lose at WrestleMania, just for Alexa Bliss to turn on him, just for her to have a doll, just for her to ditch the doll. And now she just kind of feels like everybody else after the fact that she was causing Nia Jax and Reginald to be in a trance and slap people. Now it's just like, oh, okay, well, now I'm just a baby face, kind of just like everybody else, and there's nothing really special about me.
Bro, I have Billy who does the news, and Billy told a story about Vince McMahon, and it seems 1,000% accurate to me. And he had the right idea, but the execution. The story was that Vince McMahon was getting tired of the wrestlers just talking about the match, and he wanted them to when they cut a promo, don't talk about your match, like tell stories. Mm-hmm. That's why we've been getting all these Drew McIntyre stories. And supposedly he's in love with Drew. He's in love with Riddle. And now he's in love with Nikki, with her stories. Okay, bro, I'm with you. We can't have every single person talk about the match. That's all everybody was doing. Yeah. Okay, bro, so now they're telling stories. But where's that going? It's not going anywhere. Matt Riddle coming on every single week and acting like a blithering idiot. Where are we going with that? That's got to go somewhere, man.
Correct. And again, it's all about character development. And when I look at Riddle's interviews, Riddle, he's funny. He can be. His gimmick is, it is what it is at this point. But it's like when I look at Riddle, I'm like, okay, what exactly are you? Like, what are you? What am I supposed to believe you to be? Are you some like slapstick comedy guy who makes like weird buffoonery jokes? I mean, you came in as like some type of high innuendo, who would make jokes about being high all the time and mushrooms. No, that's gone away now. Now you're Randy Orton's, biggest fan. What are you at this point? What am I supposed to buy?
That's another point, Chris. Okay, bro. Orton hasn't been on the show for 3 weeks now. I don't know why. Maybe you know why. I don't know why. But the fact of the matter is, whatever the reason is it COVID related? Does he not want to get vaxxed? Whatever the reason is, I don't care. You can't not have Riddle asking, where's Randy? Right. You tied these guys together for a month. Orton disappears and this guy doesn't address it. Right. You can't do that. Bro, I swear to God, it's like tuning into Cheers and all of a sudden 1 week Ross isn't there and Ross isn't there for the second and third week and nobody's saying anything.
Yeah, exactly.
That would never happen, bro.
Yeah, that's so true. And Randy Orton's he's a key character, in the show every single week. And then for them to pretend that he's just like, okay, everybody just forget that Randy Orton's a main event character and a shoe-in Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's where I think they missed the reality factor. That is incredibly important to add to that. Otherwise, it's like there's no bridges every single week. It's like and it goes back into the point of, if I'm watching this for the first week, or if I haven't been a while since I've watched it, where in the world how am I going to just get in here and want to stay in here? Like what is causing me to stay in this? So if I watch 3 weeks ago, I haven't watched Raw for 5, 6, 7 years, and I see Randy Orton, and all of a sudden I don't see Randy Orton anymore because he's my favorite wrestler or something like that, and they don't mention him. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess he's not there anymore. Let me go ahead and turn the channel again.
And bro, what's that go back to? It goes back to what I talk about every week. They don't want to deal with reality. So they don't want to let you know what's up. So, okay, he's disappeared. Alexa Bliss made Randy Orton disappear. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And that wasn't on you know what? He went to what was it that the focus group went to?
They're still around. I thought they were all fired, bro.
Costa Rica or something like that.
I thought they were all fired, the focus group at this point.
Yeah, well, we did the whole Costa Rica gimmick because they needed some time to relax. And then AJ and Omos was there together, right? And then Shanky and Cranky was there for a while.
Yeah.
And then somebody else was there too. Jinder was there for a while, and then he came back. And so I think Randy Orton went, man.
Well, I think he went with Retribution.
I
think the three of them are there now.
Yes. He went with Retribution because we didn't see Mace or T-Bar or Ham Hock or Hambone.
And guess who else may be with them?
Who?
Mantar and Ali might be on that.
They were there.
Oh, they were
there. Yeah, they were there. They were there on Raw. They had like they were in the segment of when Carrillo got jumped.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
I totally missed that, bro.
When Carrillo, when they went back, and Carrillo was like, "I'm on, as long as I stay, I'm on a fight," or whatever he said. It was Ali and Mansoor and Damian Priest.
I saw Damian Priest.
Yeah, and Mansoor was there for Ali was there for like a hiccup. He looked at it and then walked away, and then Mansoor looked at Ali and he kind of drifted away too. that was it. That was all they get.
Riveting television.
Hey, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That is going to cause people to pop next week for sure, without a doubt. Ivar defeating AJ Styles, and I'm like, okay, this was so predictable to me. I knew they were going to split wins. And I said, you know what? Whoever goes against AJ is going to win because they're not going to have Omos lose, of course, because he's just the big giant. I said, I bet you they're going to split wins. And as soon as they had AJ go first and they had Ivar, I said, I bet you Ivar is going to win. And I'm thinking, look, I like Hanson. I like Ivar. I've interviewed him before. Really nice guy. But it's like, okay, for the sake of this 50-50 crap, for the sake of putting someone over, why is splitting wins before the pay-per-view a way to cause people to get more into this match?
Well, no, it buys you a week. That's all it does. So my question to you is, Chris, what you just said, why am I rooting for the Vikings to win this match?
Right.
Like, why do I care if they win or they lose? Like, why do I care?
Yeah. Timothy's mentioning maybe Squeaky Cedric's on that with vacation that I paid for, but I paid for the vacation. You know what, Timothy? You got me, man. I paid for Squeaky Cedric's vacation to go over there to Costa Rica. Sent him over there, man, to work on his promo skills, and so Cedric Alexander, great guy in the ring, nice guy too. I've interviewed him before. Nice guy. But I tell you, I kind of feel like it's a rib, Vince, because people know that I despise his promo, and they're trying to get underneath the psychology doctor skin. And they're trying to do me. They're trying to work me, Vince.
Yeah,
they're not gonna break me though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay cool. I'm gonna stay chill.
Stay strong,
bro. I'm gonna stay strong, man. And so you know what? Instead, what I did was I said, you know what? You guys aren't going to break me. I'm going to send him over to Costa Rica with everybody else.
Yes.
And Randy Orton's over there now.
Yes.
So Randy Orton can help her with his promo.
Oh, yeah. That works for me, bro. Yes.
Absolutely. 100%.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yep. Then we got Omos defeating Eric, of course. And again, 50-50 split. Who cares about this match on Sunday if they're splitting wins like this? No one's over here.
I mean, bro, as you look ahead, again, I'm looking at Sheamus promo, New Day promo. Sheamus lays out Carrillo. Who is there one person that cares about Carrillo? Is there one? Is there one person that cares about that? No. Again, bro, put it in front of a live crowd.
Correct.
Put it in front of a live crowd, bro. You shoot that scene in the back. Carrillo comes out, Spirit of 76. What, bro? The people are going to be hanging from the rafters,
right?
Really, bro? Think about the crowd reaction for all of these things.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and yeah, and they're going to be in Houston. I think they picked the right spot for next week because Houston, Texas, isn't a real smarky spot, unlike Boston and New York and Chicago. And so they picked the right spot for next week because they're semi-safe with the Houston crowd as opposed to the Eastern crowd, and the Philly is another one that's real smart heavy.
Bro, can you imagine on the East Coast when Nikki goes out there?
Oh man, it's not going to be good, man. It's not going to be good. That Chicago and Philly and New York crowd and Boston crowd is going to just eat her alive, man. I hope that I'm pulling for her, man, and maybe this is completely different in live crowd. Maybe they'll latch onto it. But from what I've been seeing on social media, man, unfortunately, people just aren't buying this. She's getting people are christening her as Molly Holly 2.0 everywhere. And so it's unfortunate, and I don't see it working, unfortunately. Hope it goes far, but I like Nikki Cross. I don't like the gimmick. I would have rather saw Nikki Cross, with her previous gimmick, get a push. But this here is just kind of like it's kind of like a comedy act of herself. I don't see it. Next we get so the segment with Sheamus getting attacked, and then it coming back, and he pulling a promo, comes out within seconds, he gets his face kicked off by Sheamus, and that's it. Damon Priest makes a save. I'm wondering if this was a receipt for legitimately breaking his nose. I wonder if that was the case for this.
Very possible, bro. Could very well be. Could very well be. Yeah.
Because Carrillo, I mean, he's fine. Both of them are fine. Both of them are cleared. And so it wasn't just the back and forth. It was just, I mean, Sheamus I think he just was giving him a receipt. I think it was probably booked that way. Yeah. Speaking of that, were there any times that Vince McMahon kind of nudged you to kind of book kind of like a receipt type of
bro, I am telling you, that stuff never happened with me and Ed. We weren't the good old boys like that. We were television writers, and it's like, bro, no, you give your receipt another way. Don't screw with our show. Correct. I mean, seriously, bro. He never pulled that stuff with us, bro. Yeah. Ever.
Yeah, you got to give that receipt in the back, man. You can't make that a whole segment.
Come on, bro. Like, really, man.
It was 3 segments, actually, because it was the attack, and then they went to commercial and came back. It was him pulling the promo, and then they actually had him go out, and they started the match, and he got his head kicked off within seconds. You wasted all that time for that.
And then another thing, it's like, why is Sheamus running away from Damian Priest? Yeah. Like, come on, man. Why? Tell me why. Why? Because he's a heel. Oh, come on, man. Will you?
Agreed, man. Ricochet defeats John Morrison in the last man standing match. I mean, every time they compete, it's an interesting match. They both are super athletic. Both of them are very, very athletic and good competitors. But I mean, we've seen variations of this match over and over and over and over again over the past few weeks, and so now it's the last man standing. And so now this was, I guess, to kind of nudge Ricochet to make him seem like he has a fighting chance of actually winning the Money in the Bank match. And it's just, again, Vince, I don't know how they can just quickly the week before, like, okay, now we're going to get him over. He's going to be really believable now by beating the same person he's been feuding with for weeks after weeks after weeks, who isn't over, by the way, John Morrison.
And then, bro, here's what they're doing too. Like, you know this when you've seen it as much as we have. Now, Miz is laid out on the ramp. The wheelchair is upside down. Yeah. And now he's overselling because he knows it's goofy. And now he's really trying to make it look over the top goofy. He can't get out of the chair. And am I watching Tom and Jerry? Like what am I watching here, bro? Like,
they're pulling the whole turn the turtle over in the shell gimmick. You know what I mean? It's just kind of flailing his legs and his arms. And it's like, oh, again, Vince, live crowd. Wow. Yes, Riddle. You do that. You turn him over like a turtle and you make him flail. Like, I mean, is that going to get the pop, Vince?
Bro, this stuff's going to backfire on them, and they're not even thinking this. Yeah. They are not even thinking this.
Very sad. Backstage, we see Natalya and Tamina interview, and then they're back, Vince. They're back. They're back. They're back, ladies and gentlemen. The return of, we go left, remember. Right there.
Right there.
I
like the
Oh, oh, again. Okay, go. Here we go. Oh, yeah. They're back, ladies and gentlemen. The bouncies.
Here's another thing, Chris. The one of them takes the shot at Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is Mandy holding back Dana Brooke? Like what? Like you guys, you have to explain this to me because I don't understand.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, okay, so clearly Mandy's like, Dana, you don't want to mess with Tamina. Like, like that's just like you're probably going to get your butt kicked. You don't want to do this. And like Dana did the whole, don't you? It's like really, Dana. Like she would wipe the floor with you. Like there's no way.
What about Dana's stance through the whole thing, bro? The sandwich she was sporting this the whole time, bro. Hold on. Bro, you're gonna stand there and who is gonna stand there and have a conversation like this? Who? I've never seen that. I've never had a conversation with anybody where they're standing there like this. Oh my God, there's so many things wrong with this show. But you know what, Chris? As I kid around with you, if I'm producing, that's what I'm telling her. Yeah. I'm saying, Dana, I never saw anybody stand like this and have that's what I'm telling her, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And like you said, you're producing the show, and these things should not be unchecked. They shouldn't be unchecked, man. Not at all.
And, bro, we got our next big faux pas next. Bro, there's like a string of 6 faux pas in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got the Drew promo again, his story time. It's like story time with Drew. That should be the graphic, bro, you know? Open up, nice little book, open it up, story time with Drew McIntyre, and then go into the promo. But here's another thing, bro. And you could talk about the match that went on forever. We've got Rhea Ripley against Natalya.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Charlotte comes out, gets her in the figure 4. Charlotte's on the floor, and Rhea Ripley is on the ring apron.
Yeah.
Bro, didn't it look like all she kind of had to do was slip off the ring apron and hit the floor so all that torque wouldn't be on her knee? Like the last thing you would do in that spot is stay in that position. Yeah. Meanwhile, bro, all you got to do is roll and you're on the floor. Run up!
Yeah.
What is wrong with this show? Like, what's wrong with you people, man?
They should have done like a big. They should have done like a feet zoom of just having like Charlotte play with Rhea's feet while she's
like, bro, this is brutal.
And I was thinking, it's funny because they should have just done the whole Bret Hart gimmick. You know what I mean? When he did it on when he would do it on the ring post. You know what I mean? Like when it made it seem like
if her legs are between the ring posts, then she can't do that.
Correct.
She can't. Exactly. But this way, she's totally torqued. All she's got to do is roll to the floor. Yeah. But she was actually holding on the top rope. Yeah. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yep. All these inconsistencies, man. It's like I'm glad that you, as a writer and someone who was really into the production of the show, I'm glad that you noticed these inconsistencies and these really bad production moments for some. This is a flagship show. And all of these inconsistencies within the production within 3 hours, this stuff needs to be heavily paid attention to.
What it all goes back to, Chris, this is what it all goes back to. What if this were real, what would happen in that situation? Bro, think about it. If you sign up and train and you're going to make a profession out of being a professional wrestler. Mm-hmm. So you know what that consists of, bro. You're going to go out there. You're going to fight every week. There's going to be combat. You're going to get hurt. Is anybody signing up to be a professional wrestler to run away from other wrestlers?
Right.
then why would you want to become a no wrestler should ever run away from another. Why are you in that business? That what did you sign up for that you're running away?
Yep.
It's stuff like that, bro, because they're not staying true to characters.
Right.
A guy that looks like Sheamus should not be running away from anybody, bro.
Right.
That's the problem, bro. And that's across the board, bro.
Yeah.
Across the board. You're destroying my automobile in the back. I'm not going to stand there and watch you do it.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do that, bro. It's like if you're in a parking lot and you see somebody keying your car and you're going to stand there and watch them key. Nobody's going to do that, bro.
Why you can't?
That's the problem across the board. Nobody acts like these people act.
Correct. Yeah. And you are the most dominant person on Raw, which is Bobby Lashley, a shoot MMA fighter, like a legit MMA fighter that loses to someone a quarter of his size, and he's despondent for 3 hours.
Bro, we saw 6 weeks of Eva Marie, the Beast, training, shredded, doing all kinds of crazy. Now she's taking off her shoe to fend off somebody half her size. That's what I'm. This stuff, bro. Nobody's buying this.
No,
nobody.
No, and again, it makes me think of like the good old days, like when you actually had a character like line up with their vignettes. You had Razor Ramon be the bad guy. You had Mr. Perfect be this real pompous, perfect, person who just can't do anything wrong. And you had all these vignettes that would, The Undertaker, like you had all these vignettes that led up to really continuing to embody the person's character, not vignettes and weeks of how much of an amazing athlete she is and how much she works hard in the gym just to have a protege that causes her to say that I win the match. I mean, how is that consistent there?
Bro, let's talk about, may he rest in peace, and we've lost so many people. Let's talk about Paul Orndorff.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Wonderful, the $1 million body.
Yes.
Bro, even if you go back and look at footage, what is always happening? The Bobby Heenan manager is pulling him away. Orndorff's not running away from anybody. It's Heenan who, stuff like that, bro, makes all the difference in the world. Chris, do you watch AEW at all?
Yeah, I do weekly. Mm-hmm.
Did you watch last week?
Yep.
Chris, I can't spell out the problem in wrestling any clearer than this. Chris, we all know you are probably 5. Dr. David Schultz and John Stossel.
Mm-hmm.
We all know the incident well, right, bro? Stossel, said this is fake. Bro, Schultz slapped the taste out of his mouth, dislocated his jaw. He went down in a heap.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward 2021. We've got Dave Lambert or Dan Lambert. What was his name?
Dan. Yeah.
Dan Lambert.
America top team. Mm-hmm.
Running down AEW, running down their fans, running down everything. Here comes Lance Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, bro.
Lance Archer.
If this is a David Schultz, John Stossel moment, I'm buying it. Slap him across the mouth one time as hard as you can. But no, bro, what are we doing? We're backing him in the corner. We're picking him up.
Yeah.
We're putting him on the turn. We're putting him in our finishing move. He's selling it now. So now I'm watching this, and now I'm like, okay, you guys literally had to rehearse this the entire. That's not how it would have happen.
Yeah.
Lance Archer would not have put this guy in his finishing move. He would have David Schultz. That's the problem, Chris.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do it the right, believable way.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you 100%, man. You got to have that reality factor in there to cause like shock and awe. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's just the same routine over and over and over and over again. Same matches, same well. It's just
bro. When that incident went down with me and Piper at TNA, and it was a 100% shoot. That was a one. Did Piper hit me with his finishing move, bro? No, bro. It was a shoot. He didn't know I was there. I didn't know what he was going to do. And that's what you saw. Piper didn't hit me with that was real. They don't know, bro. They are so encased in this wrestling bubble. They don't know how to do anything that looks close to real, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of Orndorff, I mean, back in the day, he had a character that was, you know, he had that $1 million body, and you're like, you know what, man, I don't want to mess with this guy. Like Heenan had that element to him, like, man, if he lets the dog out the, you know, off the leash, he's gonna come and, you know, annihilate me. And he had a mean pile driver, man. Orndorff's pile driver was lethal, man.
Bro, with the body came the arrogance and the cockiness, and I'm better than you. I mean, that's what came with the package, man.
The robe gimmick, everything in between, man. The tights, you know, it was great, man. So, you know, 71 years old, I believe he was, and yeah. So he's been battling with sickness for a while now. He went to the hospital, came back. His son, I believe, reported the news, and so definitely our prayers go to the Orndorff family, and just continue to stay strong as much as you can and support each other in this really tough time. So, on that note, look, we got a VIP lounge segment, Vince, that we haven't talked about at the end of Raw. Oh man, you know, I was looking at the time and I said, okay, so this whole Natalya Ripley thing, it ended at like 11:15, and I said, okay, so we're gonna have another segment. Like, who else is left? You know, from who they have to like do a segment that's exciting to lead into next week into the live crowd. And so they bring out MVP with the lounge. I mean, with the ladies and the champagne and everything. I'm like, okay, so they keep saying Bobby Lashley. Okay, let's say it all together, Bobby Lashley. So I'm thinking like, okay, so is this a return? Because again, let's set this up for next week. And it's just a despondent Bobby Lashley who gets upset and talks about how he doesn't want to party, and now he just destroys the lounge, and that's it, Vince.
Bro,
that's all, folks.
There's even stuff wrong with this scene. Okay, let's break down a couple of things. That would never happen. Yeah. That would never happen, bro. And I'm looking at these things. I'm saying no. First of all, he has his match. Okay. It's now 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
He has his match, bro, gets in the shower, and at 11 o'clock at night, he puts the suit back on. Yeah. No, you're not. No, nobody's putting the suit back on at 11 o'clock at night. After you've worked, you're not putting the suit back on. So then, bro, here's what really bothered me. This is what really bothered me, Chris. Let's talk about raw, natural emotion. Mm-hmm. He's cutting a promo of what he's going to do to Kofi. Bro, you just lost to Xavier Woods.
I was thinking when you said
you just lost to Xavier Woods, and we're talking about what that would not be the promo.
Yeah.
That is their, you know, Vince writing his go home promo. That's what it says on the sheet. That is not what he would be saying at that time, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
If anything, bro, if anything, he should have been dragging Xavier Woods to the ring, a bloody mess, begging Kofi Kingston to come out. Bro, here comes Kofi. We are out of time. Sunday night. How hard is that? How hard is that? Now you cover all your bases. He gets the revenge. Here comes Kofi. We are out of time. Holy crap, what's going to happen on? How hard is that?
It's not, Vince. That's what you call compelling go home cliffhanger. That's called a cliffhanger, Vince.
No, bro. I lost. I'm gonna go shower, bro. Throw on a little cologne. Put the suit back on. Like,
yeah. Man, I lost. This is how I feel.
I need more graphics. I got more graphics, man. Oh man, Chris, they're just so out of touch, man.
Oh yeah.
They need to, bro. I don't know if they need some type of go on some. They need to like go on a retreat or something, and like they need to step away from this. And look at what they're doing, man.
For sure. And just the fact that just your idea was exactly what should have happened. It was much more riveting, and that had the go home show feel to a pay-per-view on Sunday. The pay-per-views on Sunday, that would have been perfect. A blistering, bloody mess. Xavier Woods, he comes out when they are, announcing him. He didn't come out the other two times because he was beating the brakes off of Xavier Woods. He drives him out. He's a mess. And he's saying, I dare you, Kofi. I dare you to come out. I dare you to come out. And then Kofi comes out with the ring.
With a baseball bat.
I like it.
Baseball bat in hand. Holy crap. Yep. We are out of time. Boom.
Yep. Even before he gets to the ring. So as he's walking to the ring, you do the cutoff, and that's it, and that makes me want to watch the show for Sunday. Rather than Xavier Woods got a clean win against me.
Yep,
and I'm going to turn that over to but let me tell you something, Kofi Kingston. It's like
exactly it. That's exactly what happened, bro. Yeah, exactly what happened.
Very, very unfortunate. Let them know about the brand, my man.
Yes, russosbrand.com, guys. Dozens and dozens of podcasts with wrestlers you know and love. Also on patreon.com/RussoTWC.
Nice. It's always a pleasure, man. Go represent my man. Go support him. russosbrand.com. I'm trying to find so patreon.com /TWC. You've got an all-star lineup at the brand, don't you?
Oh my God, bro. I always forget people. That's why I don't like to mention it, because there's like 15 people now, bro. Nice. Shane Douglas, Dutch Mantel, Kevin Sullivan, Stevie Richards, Stevie Ray, the beautiful people, ODB, Shane Douglas, Just Incredible, Big Vito, Taylor Hendricks. Wow. I always forget somebody. That's why I hate going through the list, but yeah, guys, you get so many different perspectives, bro, from people that have been there and done that. And bro, we start at like 75 cents a week.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And be sure to sub to SK Wrestling, Sportskeeda Wrestling, to YouTube. We're starting to really start to grow our audience, our YouTube, very, very well. So thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all to continue to support. Follow us on Twitter. You get the awesome shorts every week from our shows and things like that. And it's funny. I get notifications all the time about the Twitter, about the graphics people in Sportskeeda making the shorts of us throughout our shows, man. So they do a fantastic job really promoting us and creating those really awesome shorts. So thank you to the graphics team at Sportskeeda. You guys are awesome, doing a great job at Sportskeeda. Again, sub Sportskeeda Wrestling, follow Twitter, follow Instagram, SK Wrestling. Until next week, he's Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris Featherstone. This is the Legion of Raw. So long.